2, 1, clap. You totally missed that. Don't fart in Australia. It's illegal.
Hey everybody, J-Time here.
And I'm Pandattack.
Welcome to Throne Thoughts, the channel where we answer all of the questions that run through our heads while on the throne. So Zach, what ran through your mind the last time you were in your throne room?
Well, this one's actually fairly interesting. The question came to my mind, how much does a cubic mile of air weigh? So I decided to look that up.
Right?
And since the internet decided not to know the answer to that question, at least not an easy one, in the end I ended up doing a little bit of my own math, but the internet told me it was anywhere between 6 million and 30 billion tons. And that was...
Wait. Between 6 million and 30 billion? That's quite the difference.
Yeah, that was a little bit too big of a spread for me too. So I decided to do my own math. Just how gases work. If you're further up in the atmosphere, different temperatures, things like that, it can affect the density of it. And when you affect the density of something, it affects the weight of that thing. So I went as basic as I could, and I put it as what a cubic foot of air weighs at standard temperature, kind of average across the board, and at sea level to get it as normal as I could.
Right, makes
and
sense.
Then I just put that into a cubic mile equation, which also was more complicated than I thought it was going to be. A really big number. There's lots of cubic feet in a cubic mile. Who knew?
Right.
But instead of the 6 million or 30 billion tons, I got the answer of something more close to approximately 6 billion tons. So a cubic mile of air weighs 6 billion tons.
That is a lot heavier than you would think air would weigh.
Right? It's air. Like, you don't... The viscosity of air and everything, there's like... It's air.
It's air.
Yep.
But I mean, there's so much moisture in the air, obviously, and water's pretty heavy. You know, to carry around a 5-gallon bucket of water sometime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the second that you decide to add moisture into it, it adds the weight to it too. So if you had humid air, it probably triple or quadruples each cubic foot, and you quantify that by a very big number. So.
Well, that's impressive.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True facts. You got anything for us?
I do. So the other day, I almost got hit by lightning. Lightning hit this grain tower, like, right in front of me. And it was pretty cool. I'm glad I was in my dump truck at the time. Otherwise, that would have been a little scary. But later on, I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, if we were able to harness all of the electricity from lightning in the entire world for a year, would that be enough electricity to meet the world's energy demands? So I looked it up, and I could not find the numbers anywhere. So I as well had to do a bunch of my own research and math.
Thanks,
But
Internet. I thought you were supposed to know everything,
Yeah, right.
Google.
Right. Well, hey, that's what our channel's for, to answer the questions that the Internet doesn't.
Yeah, stupid Internet.
Wait, we are the Internet. Just JK. So I actually found a really surprising answer. There are legitimate scientists out there working on the issue of capturing the energy from lightning, but they aren't optimistic that it could ever be scalable or efficient means of renewable energy. And I decided to do the math to find out why. So that being said, I found out that the average bolt of lightning is about 200 kilowatt hours. And apparently, lightning strikes the Earth about 8 million times per day, which I was actually pretty surprised with that number.
Dang,
so
yeah.
doing the math,
8 million?
Right. 8 million times per day times 365 days a year is 2,920,000,000 times a year.
Okay. And if you
So,
factor in
big
the
number.
fact that one lightning bolt is approximately 200 kilowatt hours, right? Like you said.
Right.
Which
yes,
is
exactly.
similarly close to what a Tesla charge is. So
right.
you could power your Tesla how many hundreds of billions of times?
Hundreds of billions of times is right, Zach.
Yes.
Apparently, all the electricity from lightning that hits the Earth in the world in 1 year is about 584 billion kilowatts of energy. Or to make that simpler, 584 terawatts of energy, because there are 1 billion kilowatts in 1 terawatt. So in 2018, the world hit its peak so far of energy consumption, consuming 23,398 terawatts of electricity. So that means with only 584 terawatts being produced by lightning a year, that is only 1/40th of the world's energy needs, which means if we captured all the electricity from all the lightning for a year, it would only be enough electricity to run the world for 9 days.
Well,
so that was
not enough.
Right? No, I thought it would
surprising.
Be way
I thought
higher
it'd be
than
more.
that. Right? I thought it would at least cover a third of the year or something, but no.
Right,
not
right.
even close.
A couple of months.
Days. Not 9 days. That's
yeah.
it.
Dang.
So, well, it is a cool experiment, and I hope they do solve the issue of capturing energy from lightning, because that's just badass. So probably not, as the scientists suggest, a great form of renewable energy, but it would be really cool if they could figure out how to capture all that. So, charge your Teslas with it. That'd be nice. So that's what I got. What else do you have for us, Dad?
Well, this one, probably another one that kind of makes sense. It came from the throne room a little bit, but we'll just ignore that. But I had the question of, has anyone ever been arrested for farting, for flatulence? And I was remarkably surprised. I did not expect it in the slightest when I started looking it up, but
Right.
apparently it's extremely common.
What?
Yeah, so...
In what century?
Yeah, in the last couple of years, there was so many, I couldn't actually get a number. I couldn't even come close to finding a number.
What? Holy cow.
Yeah, so...
what is wrong with you people?
Yeah, most cases I found were, drunk people who were, rudely gesturing their flatulence towards officers and other things. Some of them, there was actually a bunch coming out of Australia, so apparently, don't fart in Australia. It's illegal.
Those are illegal.
Not really. There's no official law. But chances are, you just might get
Okay.
arrested, because a lot of them came out of
Alright, that
Australia. So, yeah.
That is good to know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Another little tidbit is the fact that Berlin is a right to fart state, or city, rather. So you legally, you can let your flatulence fly legally in Berlin without threat of anything.
And that is written into their law?
Yeah, apparently they had issues with it, like Australia, but probably, I guess, more of them. And
Man.
so they decided to say it's kind of ridiculous to arrest someone for bodily functions. So we'll let them do that. But in Australia, they're like, he clearly did that on purpose. So no more of that.
Oh, man, that just sounds like a sibling argument right there.
Right? He farted it. Yeah, no.
Farted at me.
There's a super good one here, actually. There was a man in England, and he was running from the cops, him and another guy, fugitives and whatnot. They had gotten away for some period of time, long enough that the cops were actually planning on calling off the search at that time until they could regroup with dogs and other things. And one of these men, hiding in the bush, let the wind pass, and the cop, who also happened to be passing, caught that drift and was able to find the perpetrator.
Oh, man.
And they had a quite
He regretted
massive
that
go at
purchase.
him in the news because of the way it happened. I encourage people to go read that article. I'll link it below. It's funny.
All right,
So-
good to know. I'm gonna have to take a look at that after we're done here.
So that'll take care of us for today. If you guys have anything that you thought of while you're sitting on the throne in the throne room, taking a shower, anything, and you want us to talk about it, throw it in the comments below, and we'll research it for you. See what we can find out.
All right, we'll see you next time.